It says we're live, but nobody's here.
There's a few said they were waiting.
Did they? All right, welcome to the Bob and Tam Show today. It's Wednesday. It's our live day.
Happy hump day.
We're waiting for Art. He's somewhere between Barstow, California, and here. How many people are on?
5.
So don't know how involved we'll get until he shows up. We've got about 60-mile-an-hour winds going on right now.
And he's riding his bike out.
Yeah. So, he's going across a couple different mountain grades, so he may not have as much wind as what we've got going on right here. But our McDonald's down the street here, the sign just blew down and landed on a car. Nobody was in it, but it looked like it was either a brand new Mustang somebody just bought or the dealer, somebody had dealer plates on it and taken it out. It just had the advertising of the dealership on it. So, but there's a dealership right next door, so maybe they ran over there to get something to eat, or somebody lost their car.
I don't know, something keeps buzzing. I don't know who it is.
No.
Oh, there's a few people on. Looks like Deb and Mike's on, if I can see that far. Oh, no. Yep, Deb and Mike.
Well, you got your little thing here. Yeah, your mouse is here.
Yeah.
So you can...
There they are. I
Yep.
remembered you guys were going live. How about that?
Yeah.
With watching 2 grandkids, sometimes it's hard to remember stuff.
Yeah. So we're just a little different. We got the camera kind of far away. The sound, Mike's pretty far away. It's way up there. I don't know what keeps beeping.
I don't know either, unless it's Alexa.
No, I don't think so. Got some beeping noise going on. And I have to go explore that. I thought maybe Art was already out there, but it doesn't show he's at the door yet. So he's due anytime between, should be here in about the next 30 minutes if all goes well. So we'll wait and see if he shows up, and we'll be bringing him on, and he'll tell us what's going on out there in California and how his ride was coming all the way out here. It's about 250 miles ride that he did today. He left about 1 o'clock our time. So the other way.
Go around.
Dog's trying to go around our lighting we have up here.
To put his basket in front of there. I don't know if they'll try then or not. Go lay down, Charlie.
So we'll see how that all goes. So today we don't have a whole lot we wanted to talk about. We'll wait as a few more people get on to go with our agenda that we're going to have for today and tell you what we got planned and what's going on. And we just did an interview with Larry and with the Bullhead
River Run.
There you go. And got pretty good. He's got a Quiet Riot is going to be coming out and doing. They're going to be the main act, and they're also going to be doing a main act with Count 77. And if you don't know who that is, that's actually the guy, Danny, that owns Counting Cars out there in Las Vegas. If you guys watch that TV show, I don't know what
Dallas, Georgia.
What network it's on or not. We used to watch it all the time. Don't watch it because of all this going on. We don't really have a whole lot of time. What?
A&E?
Could be. I don't know.
I don't remember.
We don't have a lot of time. I save the programs.
I can't get Facebook to open up.
It looks like you're clicking on a picture instead. Close all that. You talk, I'll look. Give me your phone.
Well, don't close my other one out. So anyway, I'm going to move this up here. I don't want to look like I'm always. So hi there from Dallas, Georgia. That's where our son-in-law and his parents are from, Dallas, Georgia. So hello there. I can't get your name. Lily's in the house. Hi there. Did you get it up? Oh, I did something.
What did you do?
I moved this and my thumb hit it.
I have no idea. Here we go. We're back here. You know, that's why you're supposed to just move it here.
Well, I'm always
And then scoot your chair up.
diving down.
So she's having technical difficulties. Because all you gotta do is.
Oh, there's Terry Scott. He got a motorcycle at the Mecum auction. How about that?
Yeah, we posted a picture of it.
Yeah.
And I told him to take some more pictures and send them to us, some close-ups of it.
I hope you got a good deal.
We'll also do a video on that, and you don't have to talk. You just do a video on it and put it on our Facebook page. Let people know what you bought, and it's pretty neat. We didn't see you guys on Friday, I guess it was. We looked around for you guys, but we didn't see you anywhere because we headed out. When did we leave? About 1, I guess.
Yeah, we got there. We went there first, and we went to the dealer, I guess, didn't we?
Yeah. So yeah, we left before that. We left by 10:30 or 10. We were gone. And so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's on.
We got an
Who's,
interview
driving?
with the guy from that does the talking on Motor Trend on their show. So that's going to be coming up probably next week. I'll put that video together. We just put out today, if you got a chance to take a look at that one, is they sold, I don't know if I got the numbers right, if it was 4.3 or 3.4.
I think you said 4
Okay.
4 point something.
4.3 is what I wrote in it. And they sold this whole collection.
Oh, was he talking? I didn't watch it all, I guess. Oh,
No,
he
he's
didn't
not
say
on it.
nothing. Okay, yeah, because we talked
It's
to
just
John.
here. What the video today was just a highlight to show you those few bikes that they had, which actually was about 90, I think 97 of them. And when I looked through, they have a really nice catalog that they printed up just for these bikes, tell you some history and stuff.
It was in that one collection.
Yeah. So we grabbed some of these and we're going to raffle them off somewhere, probably when we get back from Sturgis this year. We'll probably do that, raffle that off with some other things that we've got. Got some hats to give away, got some other neat things to do. So that'll all be coming up probably after Sturgis. So that way we're not trying to mail stuff out while we're on the road. But the book's really neat. It's got some really good colored pictures. But they ended up being, after I looked at it today, they had some sidecars that they auctioned off too, which I filmed all that, but I didn't realize it was the same people.
Well, they had how many was in that collection?
97.
A lot of
And so it was all the first things they sold on Thursday of the auction. And so it was pretty neat. And wish we would have got there earlier. If we would have known that was going to be there, we would have been there bright and early and watched that. Watched them all go through the auction because that's quite a collection. I tried to find out. Nobody seems to know whose collection it was. So that's kind of weird. But I mean, maybe it's just private. We did find out that Harley Davidson actually had corporate from Wisconsin there. They brought in 2 motorcycles and they sold out of their collection. A lot of the bikes you'll see when we show the video we took a picture of most of the bikes, not all of them, because the ad said 1,750. There's a lot of people running the commercials or running other YouTube channels telling you they were 1,750. But when we talked to the announcer there from the TV show, he told us there was about 1,400 bikes is all they ended up having for the sale. But that's where they cap it at 1,750. So anytime they have their sale, and Las Vegas is where they have the big ones at. So they also have them down in some of the other smaller towns. Actually, they have them down in Florida too, down in, where's the auctions at?
Oh, Kissimmee.
There you go.
I was trying to figure this out.
That's only a car auction, but they do allow motorcycles in there. So you may see a few motorcycles, but nothing like what you're going to see. This was solely motorcycles only.
So do you remember, is that Stubborn American, was that 2 years ago or this last year? Because we went there this last year. They wanted to know they wanted to see how good our memory was. They said diamond. Oh, I remember now. That's how I knew who you were going to be. You guys were in that shed on the side. I remember now. See, it took me a minute. I finally figured it out. You remember?
I remember talking about diamonds.
We said, how are we going to know who you are when you come up on our live? And they said, well, we'll have a code word. And they said diamond. Oh. That's who it was. So I know who you are. I remember.
They're just now coming on the live? It's been 2 years ago?
Well, no, he's on there a lot. I didn't know that was his name, Roy Jenkins. I talk to him all the time. So I do remember now.
I can't see the names. I'm too far away.
I didn't remember. I didn't know. I didn't put it together, but now I know who you are. It's Jeffrey. Oh.
So the auction was really, really neat. And it was something at the last minute. Actually, one of our subscribers told us about it. Terry?
Mike's son from Kathmandu. Mike is the owner.
No. The dude told us about the auction. Terry?
Yeah, Terry, I think.
Terry told us about it when we were saying we were going there to film some stuff at the dealership. And then also the lady that takes care of the piston breakfasts that they have down in Daytona and also in Sturgis at the Buffalo Chip. And the other one's down at Destination Daytona. If you're going to Destination Daytona or down to Daytona, that breakfast is well worth going to. I think it's the 6th, if I remember.
Yeah.
And
you get to meet all these really cool bike builders.
For $20.
If you're really into that and you know who those guys are, it was cool to meet them, even though I really didn't know who they were. But
we knew Rusty Bowles.
Oh, yeah.
Because of NASCAR. But other than that, the other builders we didn't know. But I mean, we got to meet some really big name people that were there. And because we got to meet, who's the one that does the races? Billy.
I don't know.
Motorcycle racing.
I know, Billy Lane.
Billy Lane. So we didn't actually get to talk to him. He was there, but we talked to his brother.
Yeah.
And because he was too busy. And so we're hoping we get a hold of him in the next week or so. We're trying to get into the antique motorcycle racing that they have down in Daytona. So we're hoping to try to get in there.
I
for a
should
little bit
probably write Jay and ask him.
and see if we can get in there and just film a little bit of it. There's so much stuff going on those days. We can't really spend a lot of time anyplace. So a lot's going on. A lot's going on in Daytona.
Where's the blue phone?
It's in the other room.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I don't know. So there's nothing on that. So
I don't know.
it's turned down. So I don't know. It might be.
So Roy says he's always on. I do. I see your name all the time, Roy. I didn't realize that was you.
Yeah. So we didn't make it last year to
the Stubborn America.
Stubborn America. We started out 3 years before we ever went there. And he used to do it down in Florida. And it was down there at, what was that called down there? What was the dealership down there called? It's one that sold Six Bends. They used to do it with him. And they tried to break that world record of the most bikes in a parade. And couldn't get it done. So he ended up, when he bought this campground out there in Moyer, Oklahoma, he got with the dealer that's in, it's in Texas, Paris, Texas. And they got together with him and we broke that world record. We were actually there. We got a little certificate. Might be up high. But we got a little certificate from the world record saying that we broke it and we were there and we were counted. And so it was pretty neat. And then we went back the next year that he had, and it was supposed to be, that's when he called it Stubborn American. He changed it kind of to that. His idea was is if he ever needed to break it again, he wanted to kind of keep people together.
So if we did an annual event that way, if we needed to break it again, we'd all be.
So then last year's, we were coming from the other direction. We were coming from Myrtle Beach or whatever, and we didn't want to go to Moyer and then turn around and come back. There was just too much stuff going on, and we weren't able to make it there. A lot of the friends that are on here, on our channel, they go there. And but I don't know, maybe this year, there's no guarantee. We don't really know that far down the road what we're doing, because that's kind of the same weekend that Las Vegas should be having theirs. And we should go to their stuff because they haven't had one for 3 years now, I guess it's been. So
Terry said he got a great deal on the bike at Mercom. The owner of the bike called him, gave him the scoop on the history, and told him it runs just fine.
That's the only thing about this auction that drove me crazy, because some of these bikes were going for big money, and I could see buying, like if you watch the video that I put up today, you're going to see some bikes from the early 1900s, and yes, I could see buying those and paying big money for, because it's more of a museum piece. You're really probably not going to ride that thing, so I could see that. But on some of these other bikes that people were bidding on, it was bikes that they were planning on riding, driving, or whatever they're going to do with them, and there was no way of knowing if the bikes run or not. So some of them had barcodes on them, not really barcodes, got those little squares.
The scan where
you can scan with your phone, and you give you some more information, more than what.
Some of them will say, if you want to see the bike run, scan this, and then you can watch the video.
Yeah, but not all. Most of them did not have that.
There was only a few.
One of them I seen had a piece of paper stapled to it that said, "Call me if you want to bid on my bike. I'll talk to you immediately
and tell you everything about it."
So that was kind of good, because I seen some junk go across that line, and it went for $6,000 to $10,000. And if they didn't run, unless they were buying them for parts, like somebody was talking about the other day, talking about those. They had those police three-wheel motorcycles.
Service bikes.
Service bikes. A lot of them, they said, they were more used for hauling stuff like drinks and stuff to an event or something like that on them. But I mean, those things were selling for $6,000, and they had been stripped down. And somebody else said, "Oh, those are really go-getters." Well, I found one in Indiana for sale. If somebody wants to buy it, for $13,500. So if I paid $6,000 for this thing, I had to have it shipped home wherever I live, and then I got to pay to restore it. You're gonna have probably, unless you're doing it yourself, but I mean, just to buy the parts and stuff, try to find stuff. I could see maybe somebody trying to buy all of them and try to make one, but that all of them came from one collection. So maybe that's what they did. They took all the parts off of what they needed.
They had 4, they only sold 3, so they took all the parts off and made one themselves. I don't know.
There was one.
Terry said drove him crazy too, and he said if Mecom would let them know that the bikes that ran, they would probably get a higher price for them.
Well, when we talked to the guy that does not the auctioneer, but the spokesperson for the company, he kind of said that more of it was people that are buying these bikes as collector items. But I mean, if you had a bike sitting at home like us, I used to have it was a 81 Honda. If I had that 81 Honda 750 that I had, it was in really good shape. About 5,000 miles on when I sold it, and I sold it back in the 90s. But if I had that bike there today, I could have got somewhere probably between $8,000 and $10,000 at least for it. I might even got more than that. And because you just couldn't believe some of these bikes that they had. Now, there was a lot of weird bikes there that came from like overseas. And they would flash it up on the marquee up there telling you that, hey, this bike just came in the United States. There's no title for it. You get a bill of sale and that's it.
Well, they do a disclaimer at the very beginning. They tell you the year, the make, and any little thing about it, like if it was a special limited edition and this is number 12 out of 50 bikes they made or whatever. But you know how they have those disclaimers at the end of a commercial where they go, blah, 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 blah. That's how they told you. And then the guy didn't even get done talking and the auctioneer started. So you really had to listen. And then the information they put up on the screen wasn't a lot.
Well, you got to do your homework. They got a bunch of books. Let me find it.
Well, there's one of those green sheets.
Well, that just shows you what it is. But they gave you a book with all the pictures in it too.
Oh.
Here it is. So I guess, I don't know
if they give it. Hey,
if Terry can answer
Terry.
that. Can you, if you sign up for the auction, will they send you this book when you order it? Now, I don't know, or they just show up that day. But I mean, all the bikes that are listed are supposed to be in this book. So if you look at it, I just picked one here. Oh, no, there's no notes. I thought the lines there was some notes. So
you can look. Glasses on.
Yeah. So it's like here, somebody's selling a 1973 Honda CB750 Tracy body. You know, they sold ATVs. There's an 84 three-wheel or 200 ATC. One of them, she said she'd seen.
$11,000. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Just a lot of neat. There was just a lot of neat looking bikes. There were some choppers. If you watch, there's the one that went through when at the end of my video, I show the 2006 Broadhard design V4 Softail, that orange one. That's what that one was. And the other one, it was right behind it, was the red one, which was 2008. It's a V4 Softail. So those two bikes that came up at the end, there's the specs on them. And, there was even somebody selling a brand new one of those new 2021 Harley Davidson Electric Glide Revivals, that they were collector items. I don't know if they're big collector items, but I mean, that was even there. But I mean, it was pretty neat. And they also had stuff too that I'll have to wait till you see the other video, that they sold like a jukebox, a Harley Davidson jukebox, and they had a bunch of signs and
from Indian dealers and
some of the
Harley
stuff.
Davidson.
Like they had like a banner. I got some of these banners out in the garage that they were going to auction off, and it was just something from probably 10 or 15 years ago. It was a banner that was in a Harley dealer or whatever, or a sign or a picture or whatever. But I mean, some of the stuff was pretty neat. They had a gas pump and a whole bunch of other stuff. And all that kind of stuff, when we talked to Terry, he said a lot of that stuff went on the hour before the auction actually started.
Of the bikes.
Yeah.
So if the bike started at 10, they auctioned off all the other stuff at 9. They did that, I think, each morning before the auction started.
So I don't know. Most of the stuff that we shot on this video that you'll see later.
So he says you have to pay $200 to register to bid, and that's all the information. They don't send it to you. His bike number is S186. So you can look
So it was
that up.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So we weren't even there on that day.
No. Well, I knew the day he said he was gonna. That was per day, so that's not gonna be on there either.
No.
I don't know what you did with it. He lost the book.
And I only picked one of these up, so I probably won't be giving this one away. What was his number?
S186.
186.
And they went pretty
There it
quick.
is. 2007 OCC Softail is what he bought. And he's an Indian guy.
Indian. I know. I thought sure it was going to be an Indian he bought.
I knew when I looked at it, it looked like a Harley, but I was like, I don't know. It looked like a. But it's pretty neat if you guys go back. I don't know if you can see the picture in there.
It's really.
If it wouldn't be messing up.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's on
There
foil
it is.
paper.
There,
The one where his thumb
I
is, yeah.
don't know where my fingers at. So, and then every day they give you one of these sheets. Whoops, it's because it's green.
Yep.
Give you a sheet that shows you all the bikes and what numbers they're going to go through. Like this was the Thursday one. So it showed all those bikes. I actually got a list now of all those 97 bikes. So the first one they sold in my video there was a 1910 belt drive. And
somebody wrote on there they didn't realize that those early Harleys had pedals, but I think they were replicas of bicycles with motors. So I think that's why they probably just put the pedals on there too. I don't know if you could pedal them and drive them. I don't know.
So like on Thursday, if you would have sat there all day long, they had 339 motorcycles that they auctioned off. So it's everything: Hondas, BMWs, Suzuki's, Royal Enfield, Honda. Somebody had said that the other day. BSA.
I saw those. I took films of
Buell.
those.
Aprilia.
Aprilia.
Aprilia. That's a 2000.
That's what Carrie's husband had one
Oh,
of those.
did he?
Yeah, that's why I know what that is. That's the only reason why.
There's a DKW, a 1961 DKW Hummel model 115, 10 banana. Ain't that a bike? I should go look for that one. 197. That was on Thursday.
I don't know.
Thursday, 197. I want to see what a banana looks like.
I don't know if it's the old Schwinn bike.
Oh, it's one of those goofy looking things. I actually, that's in one of my videos too.
It was kind of a squared bike.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a scooter.
So Mike said a lot of people at those auctions, they have no idea what they're getting. They either pay way too much or way under.
Yeah.
And you do, because some bikes, there was a yellow and white one, and I thought, I'd like to have that one. He was busy filming, and I was sitting down for a minute, and I was like, and it only went for $7,500, and it ended up being an Indian bike, and then that's when I figured, that's when they were saying, you don't know if it runs, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I'd want it for $7,500 if it didn't run. So I don't know. Yeah, I would be. He said $30,000 Indian was going for $80,000. He didn't have that much money. Neither do we.
And that's why I said some of the stuff is, and what you can do is also go on their website and you can download all the sales of all the vehicles they've ever sold from day one. And they say the reason they give out all this information is so you can get an idea if you're going to sell your bike or car through their auction. You can go in there and say, hey, I got a 1970 Barracuda. What's the last time they sold one for? And get an idea of what they sold it for. And, you know, it may not necessarily be.
Oh, there's We'd Be Buzzing. We've been talking about you. Have your ears been burning?
About Hawaii.
Yeah.
And so that's that. So we're still waiting on Art. What time is it now?
We wanted to know, well, one, we were in the tsunami. We had that big video. I don't know if you saw that. And we were wondering if you guys were okay. And then people were talking about where they were all from and stuff. And then we said Hawaii, and we was wondering where you guys were. So we've been missing you. We'd be buzzing.
And so it's pretty neat. And Daytona right now looks like it's going to be crazy. It's actually, now I'm not going to say it's going to be busier than Sturgis, but Sturgis right now, there's still a lot of campgrounds still got stuff available. I don't know if Kathmandu's still on here. Is it Mike?
Mike.
If Mike's still on here or not, if he can yell out and says what he's still got available over there at Kathmandu. I think his cabins should be gone by now. And but it is. There's a few cabins still left. I don't know if we haven't heard anybody come back and tell us about our 800 special. If the $800 cabin rental.
Oh yeah.
When I went through the comments, nobody said they got one. They never say they took it. They didn't.
Because we were talking to somebody in Vegas, and we said, oh well, there's a place that's got these $800 cabins, but they're probably all gone now. And we didn't give them the information because we figured you guys would have gobbled them all up.
And then Paula also put it on one of her pages too, that they had those for $800. So I don't know how many they had. Neil's not on yet, is he?
I didn't see Neil, no.
And,
so give us a thumbs up if you're on, Rory says. We have 45 people on and 20 likes.
Okay. We appreciate all you guys watching, checking us all out. Some of the things we're thinking about doing to see what you guys think about it is when we leave next Friday, a week from tomorrow, we'll be heading towards Daytona. And are you guys interested in seeing our daily vlog? You know, from the moment we leave the driveway, now they won't be long videos. We won't be seeing the whole driving down the road. But we show you different things that we, you know, show us. Well, we're going to show loading the trailer up because somebody said there's no way you can get a golf cart and a motorcycle in a 20. Well, she put 26. I said it's 28 foot. And so I said, we'll put a video out again. We did one a ways back last year, I think, going to Sturgis, we put one out. But we'll show you another one of us putting them in the trailer and how that all worked out. So we'll see how
we got it down now after all.
Well, we're having trouble with the biker bar though. The biker bar is, for some reason, I just moved the golf cart out so Art could put his bike in the garage. And the one side isn't locking down. After it snaps into place, the little safety bar isn't coming down and locking it in. And I think that's what made the bike go out, and that's what broke my water pump. So
it was me.
So I wasn't sure. At first I thought it was because the handlebars were turned and the bike turned that way. But when I went to move the plate, we take out of the trailer and we snap it into place, and that's how I lift it up. And when I snapped it in, I went to lift it, it came out of that one side. So I took it in, took it out, put it in, took it out, and it never did lock down. I had to take a screwdriver and pry it up to get it to snap back down. So I've lubed it all up. I don't know if we said anything to Rick Rack about it. No, we didn't buy it from Rick Rack. We bought it actually from Biker Bar. But I mean, we probably
not really from him either.
Oh no, I guess we didn't.
We bought it from a guy on eBay.
Yeah.
The Biker Bar guy told us to buy it from the guy on eBay because he gave us a better deal.
So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't know how much trouble I'm going to have. It ends up being it's on the inside of the bike, so it's closest to the wall where I don't have a lot of room. If it was the other side around, which you can't flip them around because it would be backwards. There's a left and a right. Yeah. Well, no, because if you turn it the other way around, there's a little lever you got to push down to release it, and that would be inside then, and I would be able to, on either side, I would be able to unhook it. So we don't know what we're going to do yet with that. So
figure out something soon.
Yeah. So that's why I took the golf cart out. I'm going to take a look at it. We got a week now for me to kind of look at it and figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it.
There's 20 cabins, 12 were rented, Paula says.
How many?
There was 20 cabins and 12 were rented.
Okay. So there's still some available if you're still looking for one of those $800 deals there.
Yeah.
It's what was it? SARO, name of the campground.
Sakura.
And it's at exit, I think 46, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's what
And if somebody wants to know it, we can put the number up. I was just looking at it on our.
Rusty Wood says, I only plan 6 months ahead.
Hey, we're down to 6 months ahead now for August.
Yeah.
We're in February now. February, March, April, May, June, July. I guess one more month. But if you're going to go to Sturgis, you really gotta. Well, most of these rallies, just like Daytona here. Now, Daytona probably didn't really get booked up till pretty much December sometime. They were everything's pretty much gone. So that's December, January, February, March. That's 4 months out. So, but Sturgis does have a lot more stuff, but you got to realize what Sturgis does is they jack the prices up as it gets closer and closer to the rally because they know there's less and less places. Daytona's doing that right now with all the hotels. I'm hearing, which I've never called on any, but we're hearing it's up to $500-600 a night now for a motel room in Daytona. So that's crazy. And nobody can find places to park trailers, when they're hauling their bikes down there. And, I wouldn't rent a hotel. Me personally, if the hotel didn't have a place for me to put my trailer at, if I was hauling my bikes down, I wouldn't stay there. Because,
Where was it we were at? Was it in Daytona? Somebody asked, they said they were going to come down. Must have been in the fall rally. And he said, would you go by there and see if there's a place to park the trailer?
Oh, yeah.
And so
that was in Galveston.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, it was Gary and Pat, I think, came down. And that's right, they wanted to know. So we were actually, where they were staying was right down the road from where. So I think if you're asking about is $800 worth the cabin, I think it is. That's a pretty good price because that's for the whole rally.
It's for 10 days. So, yes, that is a really good deal. Most places, I think it was just what she said the other day, which Mike's not on here to ask. But she thinks we paid. This was like 6-7 years ago at Kathmandu. We paid about $1,250 for, and that was from Thursday to Thursday. So that's what we paid back. I don't remember that. Didn't seem like it was that much, but I knew you put a deposit down and you pay the rest before. So I may not remember exactly what we paid. It's nice when they let you do that because it's you're not whipping all your money out at one time. You can kind of make payments on it.
Your cousin Bill's watching.
And from Missouri. Where are I out here in California? No, we're not.
No.
We're in Arizona.
He doesn't know
I'm
where
thinking of
he's at.
Art. I'm thinking of Art's coming in. And he should be here any minute. I don't hear his bike. And
the dog's going to go nuts probably because that's why he's staying in Orange City. Orange City out in Sturgis?
No, Orange City is in Daytona.
Oh, okay.
Because I looked something up there the other day. There's supposed to be, there's a new bar that just opened up and said they were, I think it's called Destination Orange. And I just seen that. And when I Googled it, it was another bar before. Well, their Facebook page still is the old bar. And I'm like, because I couldn't, it's like some girls put their pictures on there, and there's a lot of that going on, especially in Daytona now. There's a lot of these people putting girly pictures on of girls on bikes and stuff like that. And a lot of when you start clicking on them, you find out it's Akapu is who's posting it from Iran or someplace. And so you start asking questions. One of them, I can see the bartender girls putting their pictures up there and say, hey, come visit me at Destination Daytona. Come see me at whatever bar. I can see that, but regular girls women putting their pictures up there and saying, hey, I'm coming down to Daytona and I'm, who wants to see me and, things like that. And it's like, it's at the other end. If you're looking for the.
Somebody asked where the $800 cabins were. It's at Socorro Station. Paula posted it. So it's a Socorro Station. I think it's in Piedmont, South Dakota. It's right in between Rapid City and Sturgis. So it's a good location, good price.
Not bad. It's kind of halfway between Rapid City and Sturgis. And unless you want to stay in Sturgis every night, and if you've never been to Sturgis, you really don't want to spend Sturgis, it's like we did that video about where do you want to stay in Sturgis. And that's really a video everybody should watch because it talks about what do you want to do. And see, that's why we put out all these videos, and especially the last 2 years, to show you all these great things you could do in Sturgis. Well, if you're going for 3 or 4 or 5 days, there ain't a whole lot of crap you're going to get to be done in the first place because it all takes a lot of time. If you're going to if you're staying in Sturgis and you're going to ride out to Iron Mountain, that's a half a day getting out there and getting back. That's not saying you even stop if you're going to stop and eat and all that. So there's a lot of these trips when you go out on them, it's a pretty much a full day unless you're just going to ride and not stop, which we did. Last year we did Iron Mountain, Needles Highway, and came back through Deadwood. And we did all that in one day. But we stopped and ate once, and we didn't stop anywhere on the route while we were riding, which we're going to do different this year. We're going to do a lot of the stopping and stuff. But it's like us. We're spending almost 40 days out there these last 2 years, and we still don't get to see everything that we want to see. So because there's just so much stuff going on. So the best thing to do is figure out, hey, what do I want to do? What is the things that I really want to see? Do I want to go to Devil's Tower? Do I want to go to the Badlands? Do I want to do these rides? Is that all I want to do is rides? Do I want to hang out in Deadwood? Do I want to go out to Custer State Park and ride around the bisons? See if somebody loses their pants again. Whatever you might want to do, you got to figure that out. If all the things I just listed right now is going to take you over a week to do. There's Hewlett's out there. They got the panty list, which there's no such thing as that. That was a joke. Some girls do come out there with none on, but they can't show because that's against the law. But in Montana, they do have the Tuesday deal. We're going to do a video on that eventually before the rally starts. Tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you're a contestant or a participant, what to expect when you go to something like this. This is just, I don't know if he's going to a different place or not. I'm going to try to contact the guy. He may not talk to me, but that's okay. And we're going to put a video up of it and tell you what we thought about it. A lot of the girls that were contestants in it were very dissatisfied with what happened. And if you were there, you know what it is. They said it was a crap show, but they used a different word. And it got
They don't want
pretty
to
bad.
see you lose your pants.
I wouldn't lose my pants. If you watch my videos, they yell at me all the time. I'm from Illinois, Missouri, and I've been out in the woods a lot, hunting and all that stuff. And I know how to get around animals and stuff like that. And none of them's ever charged me, but I don't do anything stupid. I do get pretty close. There's some pictures that we didn't have video back then when we went one of the first times we went. She was on her bike with a broken leg. She had surgery on her foot. And she's screaming, they're coming at me, they're coming.
Well, they
They're
said
not
if
gonna
they
move.
start snorting and scratching the ground, that's when you better watch out because that's when they're going to charge. So they weren't too far away, and I'm sitting on the bike. He's over there taking pictures, and the one starts snorting and scratching the ground. I'm like, they're coming this way. They come right to the bike, and then they split. And
I
I'm
said,
like,
they're not going to run it. They got enough brains to know I'm not going to run into this big thing sitting in the middle of the road.
with
And
some crazy girl screaming on it.
so it's the same thing. I don't go up to the babies. I don't try to pet them, but I do get very close and take pictures. But you have to move very slowly. Now, I'm not telling you, I don't recommend you do any of this that I recommend doing. I take my life in my own hands, and this is what I like to do when I'm out with wildlife. I'd even do it to a bear or anything if I could get that close to it. So I'm okay with that. But that lady was stupid. She went down there. I think she's trying to pet the baby or something. That's a smart move not to do. Smart move would be, and we've seen some stupid people.
That is not a smart move to do.
That's a smart move that she would have got the hell out of there instead of petting it. We've seen this stupid kid. There was these college kids, and we're riding. It's almost out of Custer's Park, and I don't know if it was that same time. No, it's probably the next time we went. And there's this bison laying out, and he's probably 25 yards, 50 yards from the road, and laying down. And there's this car up ahead. We can see it coming up. These two guys are starting to go through the weeds to get to it. I'm like, we're pulling over. We're going to watch this from the road. So we're sitting there on the bike, and we're just watching. And they're pretty close. They're probably about 5-6 feet away from this thing. It stands up very quickly. You would be surprised how fast those 1,500, 2,000 pound animals can jump up. And this sucker was about this height of that guy's head. And it started snorting and it started to charge. If it wouldn't have been for the tree that the bison hit and kind of stumbled, that guy would have been gored. And by that time, there was already a whole line of cars watching them. And everybody was laughing at them, and it's like, you guys are stupid, and it's just, some people just don't have a brain, and they look at them and think it's like a big old cow. Oh, I don't have to do anything to it. I can just pet it. Well, they're wild animals, and you got to remember that. So that's our buffalo story, our bison story. There's no such thing as buffaloes. We found that when we went to Terry Bison's.
RV camp.
No, it's Terry Bison's ranch, where he raises bisons. You can buy the meat and all that stuff. They take you out. If you want to go someplace, it's out in, is it Cheyenne? Cheyenne, Wyoming, and they got a campground there and all that.
You can actually feed the bison.
Yeah, they take you out on this wagon, and you're pretty high, but it's pretty neat. You throw it in their mouths. Their tongues are like this long, about that long, and it was pretty neat. It was good that we got to be able to go from that to that. Well, then he told us about that. What ended up happening is why they were called buffalo is because when the Europeans came over here, the sound that they make is boof, boof, boof. So that's why they came up with the word buffalo. So really, they're in America, they're really bison.
There you go. Now you got your little lesson on bison for the night.
But I mean, it's hey, I didn't know.
We didn't know. Nope, we didn't. The broken leg, that's the dedication. Yep.
She had a boot. And crutches tied to the side of the bike. This time we rode the bike out. And the bike out, that's when we got pulled over by Barney 5 out in Wyoming.
That was another hot story.
Yeah. Barney 5 pulled us over. That's another story. If you guys want to hear the story, I'll tell you, but not, we'll move on.
Bison are like cow, attitude of a bear.
Yeah. Yeah. And most of them are not too bad. And like I said, I get really close. And like I said, the Rangers yell at me all the time. Get away from him, Mom. Get away from him. Well, the only time you really got to be more cautious, and this happens a lot of times during Sturgis, is they go into heat. Then they'll charge cars. That's why if you see them goring cars and motorcycles and stuff, that's because the females are in heat and the males look at the cars and the motorcycles and all that as a threat. So that's the only time you really got to watch. Oh.
There's Art. Here. So Chris is on, and so is Steve Bates. They were on Facebook, and they're watching. Are you frozen?
You want to come in first?
Yeah, I'm gonna warm up.
We're online. He's been waiting for you, Art.
Oh,
Dawn's looking for you. Is Dawn on there?
Yeah, Dawn was on there earlier.
Let me make myself
Go
presentable.
around that side. Go around the back. There's a chair over there. All right. For all those that have seen him now and then on clipses, we've got Art. He's trying to thaw there. He had a nice cold right. Did the wind? Well, we'll wait till he sits down before we ask him.
No, we buzzing. Interesting. We have bison there in Hawaii. We feel so bad for them. They must be really hot. Yeah, they're pretty hot.
All right. So how was your ride, Art?
Rough. As in a rough, rough. Windy, cold.
You should have rented a car, huh?
I should have rented a car. Hey, everybody.
So Art's always been my old riding buddy. We've rode all over the United States. We've taken a bunch of trips, and Art's one of those great guys that all he wants to do is ride.
Not today.
Today wasn't a good riding day. It's cold and windy. They had the Santa Ana winds.
It was nice if it wasn't windy.
Did it blow all the way?
It blew me clear across. I was in the fast lane. It blew me clear across into the slow lane on the 40.
So you had wind all the way?
Fortunately, I wasn't next to any vehicles.
Especially the big semis that are out there.
Exactly.
Well, they probably stopped it. I didn't want to tell you, but after you left Barstool, that's when I got a thing saying we were getting 60-mile-an-hour winds here.
Yeah.
Is that Ola Art? We be buzzing.
Hi, everybody. I'm frozen. I'm trying to warm up.
You should, I don't know, I should go see if the coffee pot's on. I can make you some coffee. Then
what are you
again,
guys
they probably
discussing today?
already.
Oh, we're just talking about, we talked a little bit about Daytona, told about some of our stories of bison that we've seen out in Sturgis, some of the stupid people that we've seen. And so Art's coming out. What he came out for is he's going to be meeting
Oh,
Larry.
there's Dawn. She says, hi, Art.
Who?
Dawn.
She's the one that always wants to know where you're at.
Oh,
You can't
Say
see
hi,
them.
hey, Don.
You can't see them. We can only see them. And so she's been putting pictures on the Sturgis one, but she's putting pictures back when they went like the very first time they ever went to Sturgis. So they're back when she was younger.
Look at that wind.
Yeah.
I drove in all that,
I know.
or I rode in all that. It was an adventure. I enjoyed it.
About as much fun
But
as
you're
it
glad
is.
you're
My
here.
hands were getting so cold. My knees were getting cold.
Oh, your fingers are cold.
And
Did you have fingered gloves?
It would have been okay if
They went
the
one
wind
time
wasn't
and he
blowing.
only had fingerless
Well,
gloves.
what happened was we rode up to Reno for the Horace run, and we rode up there. And I bring chaps and I bring good gloves, heavy coat, and all this. Well, we stopped.
By
First
saying
place.
hi, Art.
First place we stopped was what was that town we stopped in where John Wayne lived at?
Lone Pine.
Yeah, Lone Pine. We stopped there.
I didn't
Next
even
morning
go.
was like 30 degrees. And
coffee.
I'm putting on my chaps and all this stuff, and these guys only got finger gloves. He's got a light jacket. And I said, so much for making fun of me with bringing my gear, huh? And they just shook their head. Well, it warmed up as we got going, but it was cold there in the morning. Too.
Well, I had everything. I had my thicker gloves on my desk. Say, okay, don't forget my gloves. I grabbed my thicker jacket and put it on the hanger. And when I was putting everything else in the motorcycle, I forgot my thicker jacket. I forgot my thicker gloves. Fortunately, I keep extra pairs of gloves in the bike and this jacket. I brought my windbreaker. I said, oh, it's going to be a breeze. Coming from California, it's about 70 degrees but windy, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a walk in the park. But when I got up the hill, forget it. Yeah. I wasn't going to turn around.
Yeah, you had to go through the Cahoon Pass. Had to go up there.
Yeah, the Cahoon Pass.
That's an old joke about another one of our friends. And a U-Haul joke.
In your coffee?
You want anything in your coffee?
Black, please.
All right.
And
sorry for taking Tammy away, but
no,
I need to warm up.
So, well, I get to see you. So Art's going to come out and he's going to be filming the Bullhead River Run.
I hope.
Yep, if all goes
if
well.
Things work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so he's going to come out. He's going to film all that, and I'll show him probably this week, and we'll probably do something on a Facebook Live, show him how to do Facebook, to put something on. He might talk, he might not. More or less to show you what's going on there, since I won't be able to edit anything until either he sends it to me. You won't get the daily updates like we do on a normal rally. So he'll give us a good update of what's happening and all that kind of good stuff.
Hello, Paula.
So you can go. Let's see. She must be there. There's the next comment. Steve, he's from Myrtle Beach. He's an ex-police officer.
Myrtle Beach. Talk about living the life.
Now the other day, they were down in the 30s.
Wow.
Myrtle Beach. Florida's been like that. Daytona, the other night, they said it got down to 28. So yeah, they're getting some crazy weather. Hopefully it'll warm up before we get there. I was going back through and looking at some of the highlight videos I put out a couple weeks ago, and we had our winter coats on. And because people are saying, what's the temperature? It could be either way. It's just like Sturgis. It could end up being down there in the 80s, or it could be down there in the 40s and the 50s. So you need to bring everything depending on what you're going to do. Yeah. And so pretty exciting. So one of the things we want to ask you, I don't know if anybody answered any questions about it, about us traveling to Daytona. If you guys wanted a daily vlog on what we do and how we do it, and some pictures of the road and anything we might see along the way that might be worth seeing. If you're interested in that, let us know. If not, I will make a bunch of highlight videos up before we leave, and those will be what's posting on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If we vlog,
wow, thank you.
If we vlog daily, it would be you'd get it every day. Every evening we would put up something about our adventures there. So let us know if you're interested in that and you want to see some of that. If you don't, that's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings either way.
Are going to Daytona?
No.
He's still working.
Unlike these two, I'm not retired yet.
He's supporting a whole extra family that he has at home.
They had snow flurries there in Myrtle Beach, Stephen said. How about that?
Was there any snow in the mountains?
Hey,
There
Richard.
was no, like I said, when I got up the hill at the Cahoon Pass,
That's right on
that's
Interstate
where it started
15.
getting cold.
Yeah. Interstate 15. And when we were in Vegas the other day, they had snow in the mountains up there.
Yeah.
A lot
Mount
of it.
Charleston.
Yeah. I was going to go up there, just didn't have time to do it. So hopefully me and Art will be going Friday to do all that. We got to call the dealer tomorrow and see if they got in their new bikes.
STs.
I've seen a few dealers across the United States. I see a few videos coming up that people are showing a few of the bikes, but nobody's showing all the STs. So I'm just, we'll see what happens. Well, they were expecting them today. So we figure we'd wait till tomorrow to call and see if they got them in. And if they got them in, then we'll be there bright and early at 9 to do that. Interview with, those two videos won't come up though. Interview with their dyno guy, and then interview with the gentleman that's going to tell us the do's and the don'ts of warranty. What you can do.
-1. Follows that -1.
She's in Minnesota.
Hey, did you see what it says? I feel blessed because I made it here and all that wind.
Art's rode in some crazy weather. He came out a couple years ago and left. He left in an electrical storm.
Yeah.
And he thought it was the coolest thing he'd ever been
Oh,
on.
it was so cool. I just got out of the city and I got onto the highway. And right when I got onto the highway, God decided to amaze me with his wonders and
He
caused the spider web lightning bolt right around me. I mean, the whole thing just spider webbed around my whole bike and the highway. It was so beautiful.
He could turn his headlight off.
Describe it.
You had so much
Man,
light.
it was great.
Pretty cool.
So Art's had some experience. So Art used to do a lot more riding. He don't ride as much now as he used to.
Oh no, I work too much now.
And he used to ride all the time. He did.
Get older, you're supposed to wear gloves.
I know.
Supposed to. And but yeah, Art eventually, hopefully he'll retire soon. I'm trying to push him for next year now. Yeah, you can set that up.
Yeah, or you can put it there.
We're
I don't want the
looking.
dog yeah.
We're hoping that when the garage gets built, that we'll be able to. He can help me do some work on bikes and stuff, and we can do some videos on that. And I want to do some riding. She can't ride anymore like she used to be able to do. So I'd like to do a Route 66 from St. Louis to Los Angeles. And
Want to go start from Chicago?
and so I'll do
Let's
that.
do it when it's warmer, if you do.
And
You would do it in the summer, then you have to ride through the middle of the stupid desert in that heat.
I'd ride down 40.
Yeah.
And it's like now there's snow down there now. We got to go through the 10. And it's still going to be right now looking at next Friday. It's way out. Looking at it's going to be in the high 20s and the 30s at night. So
The
we'll see.
18th to the 22nd. We're at being fun to know when we were going to be in St. Augustine's.
We should pull up on the 18th, not knowing what
Well,
time.
actually, the
for sure.
17th will be in Jacksonville, but we did that just so we could get, because at the Elks where we're staying, they said that lot also can be used for the
There's some kind of theater.
amphitheater next to it, and they're having some jazz festival. So I said, I want to get there first thing in the morning, park, and then that way.
Well, the other thing too is we're coming in on Daytona 500 Speedway weekend. That's the race is the 20th, I think, that Sunday. So we could, luckily we found a place to stay down there. But yeah, so once we get down there, we get all situated, then
I'll
we'll
text you.
let you know, and then you can figure out what days you want to take us around and show us all that stuff. But
If you film it like it was your first adventure. Make it like do all the wows and oh, I didn't know that was here, kind of thing.
I know a lot of YouTubers do that. I see that on there. We watched a video last night, a guy that edits his videos, and he's a big YouTuber. He shows you how to do YouTube. That's what his specialty is. And he probably says the same thing 20 times.
In different.
Yeah. And but then you got to spend a lot more time editing.
Oh, there's Nursing Our Travel Bug.
But what he does is he cuts it to where he moves in and out. So when it's cuts, instead of seeing the camera jump, he moves in and out. I don't know if that's, I don't know. If you do it a lot, it's a lot of movement going on. So I don't know. We always look for new ways to edit. We're always looking for new things, a technique to try to get to maybe get more of you to watch our channels and things like that. I'm trying to sound right. And
So where are you guys at, Nursing Our Travel Bug? They go all over too. We don't get to watch all you guys as much as we used to because now we're just too busy. So you probably know the feeling. Because they go all over.
Well, she's got a regular job.
Yeah, she's a traveling nurse. So it's really cool. They go all over. And he's like 7'2". I don't know. He's very tall.
And
And they have
they
two
were-
kids.
They were in Texas, and then I think they went up north. I don't know if they're still up. Which
You
I
think
wouldn't want to be. I think they were going towards Chicago or someplace like that is where they were
That's
going.
cold here. Maybe they told us here.
Oh, I'm starting to thaw out. I feel
Oh,
better.
There we go. That's good. They're in Norman Beach. Oh, but they'll be gone before bike week. Darn. We'll be around the Orlando area quite a bit in between Daytona and Panama City.
So we bounce around. So we're going to
So
end
if
up.
you're in that area, let us know.
Yeah. So right after
It would be fun to meet you guys.
Daytona Bike Week, we're going to go right over to Orlando to 1,000 Trails. We'll be there for a week, and then we go down to Fort Myers. We're going to be down there for 2 or 3 days, and then we're going to go up to
Port Charlotte.
and we're going to stay right next to the Harley dealer there at an Encore Park. We'll
And
be
we'll
there for
10 days.
10 days.
And then we go back up to Orlando.
Yeah, go back to Orlando for another 14 days or whatever until Panama City Beach starts.
So Stephen said he used to watch a TV show, Route 66, in the Corvette.
Yeah,
Hey, David.
and
Oh,
But-
Bart wrote something. What'd you write yourself there? Nice to be with you guys on your YouTube.
Oh, I forgot the bee.
Oh, where's the bee?
I can't
We
see
need
without
lessons.
my glasses on.
Here, you want to wear my pink ones?
Sure, why not? No. My glasses are on my bike.
Hmm.
so, but yeah, so tomorrow we're gonna probably I didn't get a chance today to put the slip-on mufflers on today, and so we'll probably do that tomorrow. We did the intro on it already to show opening the box, showing you what it is, the product is. I was kind of dissatisfied that they didn't put the mufflers don't have their stamp on it. Don't say the
Ooh.
name.
I don't know.
Where we got the
Where did we go on the tour?
Oh, okay.
We're not telling them yet.
Oh,
And but the mufflers don't have a
can I
stamp on
say
it.
something about them?
You can't say nothing about. You can't say the name of the company.
I'm not
You
going
can
to say the name of the company, but can I say something about it?
Yeah.
The sound that the speakers give you on the microphones, on the cameras, or whatever you have, don't have justice for the way those pipes sound. When you start it, you'll hear it on the speaker, but it doesn't really give you that true feeling. When you start it, it puts that smile on your face, and you can feel the rumble, the vibration right from it starting.
Well, that
And
is, to me,
then
it's-
when you give it gas, you hear that.
Well, to me, it's got that deeper tone that a lot of other bikes have, more of a little bit of a higher pitched tone. And this is really, it's like a hard bass sound coming out
A
of it.
baritone.
You
Yeah.
can hear the rumble. I
And-
call it a rumble.
And
Does it
so,
get your belly?
we'll see. When Art pulls it in, I need to film mine because I've got the Screaming Eagle pipes on it now, and I've had them since 2014 when I got the bike. When I negotiated my bike deal, they took those off another bike and put them on my bike. And so I've had those on for 14. They're kind of sounding crappy now. They're all blown out and everything inside of them. So don't really have a really good sound anymore. They're backfiring when you let up off the gas. You hear a little bit of
Not bad.
butter on it. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to change them out. And then the one's getting loose. And
There's
so
bug. Oh, sorry. I just slapped my dog in the face. So
What are you doing to me,
I didn't do
bud?
it on purpose. So if anybody likes watching traveling RV people, Never Seen Our Travel Bugs are good people to watch. Good,
or if you're thinking
good
about
channel.
being a travel nurse.
Yep.
She talks all about that, and they got a family. I think they got
Two kids, a boy and a
Boy
girl.
And it's pretty neat. We used to watch them quite a bit, and like I say, we don't have as much time.
Dallas is on.
I clicked on it the other day, a couple weeks ago. It wasn't just the other day. It's tough, like I say. It's really hard for us to. Usually, if you watch one of our videos, that usually gets me to. If you write a comment, usually gets me to click back on one of yours just for common courtesy. But I know it's like her. She's got a regular job too, plus trying to do this. So it's a lot of work. I don't know if he does he do any of the editing, or do you do it all? And
I don't know which one does.
I don't know.
64 in St. Augustine's. It was about that here today, but boy, the wind made it cold.
now we're in the 50s.
Oh, it was cold today.
Yeah, a cold wind. It must be northern. I don't know which way was the wind blowing. Art, was it coming from the north?
It was coming from the north, yes.
Because it was a cold wind today. Usually here when the sun comes out, if we open the front door, you could feel the heat from the sun, and it was comfortable. But if the wind blew a little bit, but I mean, like I say, which way did you come in? Did you come by the Avi or did you come down?
I came
Needles?
by the Avi.
Oh, if you'd have come by the Needle. Oh, did you see the McDonald's sign fell down when you made the turn there on the Mojave
I
95?
wasn't paying attention.
Oh, it fell on a
He was
Mustang.
freezing.
Fell on a brand new Mustang. smashed it.
I was watching the crazy people trying to.
Were they
maneuver
begging?
through the
Were they
weather.
out there begging for money still in this weather?
No.
We have a lot of. We have this one person that was here when we first moved.
there's Bob's
We bought our
glasses.
town or bought our house here. We there's a major intersection there, and there was these people that had a sign that said need gas money to get home. They were there for 3 years.
Yeah, they never did make it
They
home.
must live in a different country.
Bob looks like he's lost a lot of weight.
I did. I'm down to 224 this morning.
There you go.
I've lost 20. I was at 250. So,
He lost. I
Almost
gained.
25.
no,
He lost
24,
20. I
26
gained
pounds.
20.
Oh yeah, I guess.
26 pounds. Try to lose more.
He's getting a smaller pants yet?
I didn't try yet.
Are the other ones biggie? Baggy? Biggie?
Biggie.
I don't know.
Some of the shirts are fitting better because a lot of my shirts wouldn't, my stomach would hang out. So they're getting a little longer now. So I don't know if I'll ever get back to my large shirt. So I got extra large. I like them a little looser.
You know, you haven't been riding in a while when all your shirts start to fall apart and you don't have any replacements. Time to go get some new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't keep up. I wouldn't even want to count how many shirts. I probably got, I don't know, 300-400 shirts, probably t-shirts.
And that's
I
just in
even
the
got some.
closet.
I even got
That's
some
in
that.
his regular
Yeah,
closet.
I've got some large ones that I don't even wear anymore. I kept them. Wanted to get a quilt made, a bunch of quilts, but never had that done. I bought one once, but it all fell apart.
They didn't do it right, but it was for a good cause. It was for the women's auction at some church.
It's true.
Please go lay down over there.
Turn it down.
No, he says, okay, she won't pet me. You can pet me hard.
Oh, crap. They're on YouTube.
So
They're
Steven
YouTube.
said it was cold, 70 tomorrow, and then cold for the weekend.
you have
He had a
grass out
nice
there
ride
now.
today. Yeah, you didn't see that?
No, that's pretty
Hey,
neat.
Charlie from New Hampshire.
Yeah, you haven't been here since we had the backyard all fixed up.
Now you
That's
got
how long
someplace
it's
to
been
get a
since
suntan out back.
Yeah, that's right.
Too cold.
Congratulations, Bob. I guess for losing your weight.
Um,
I'm a little behind here. Let me see. Got to switch over to laundry. RV Life. Take care. Bye, you guys. Thanks for joining us. Oh yeah, we can go to Fitness Plans Fitness. We got memberships to them. We got the black card, so we can go
We
to all
only
of them.
can. We just don't run into a lot of time to go. Well, with her, she has a lot of issues. Our daughter gave her exercise bike. She got one of them fancy ones.
A Peloton.
So
she
she
gave
us
me her
the-
old one.
But she's still a nice bike.
Yes,
Well,
very
it killed
nice.
her back. Trying
For
to ride
about
on it.
almost a month. I rode it for like 5 days straight. I'm like, I'm going to do it every day. I'm going to do it every day. And I did it, and I paid for it.
And that
20
happens
minutes.
that happens to her on a regular basis. She can only do so much in a
Well, I
normal
thought
day.
20 minutes wasn't a lot.
That's a lot for you.
I don't know.
For
I
doing
think it was
nothing.
because the handlebars were so flat, so I tried to do it sitting up, and I don't know. It
Didn't
just
work.
didn't work. I don't know. And I even tried to walk the dog one day, and it about killed my back. I'm like, so I had to wear my boots. If anybody knows, has bad back, if you ever wear boots, like cowboy boots, that's the best thing for your back. I used to wear them at work. I had trouble for it, but I
What,
used to
back
wear
brace?
no boots.
Boots, cowboy boots.
Oh.
They're good for your back. Makes you stand up straight. Why?
He needs some.
No, that's why I get specially made inserts for my shoes. I'm flat-footed, by the way.
I know.
Doctor says if I don't do nothing about it, it's gonna really kill me. Yeah, I
I
killed my
know.
feet. It got so bad one time I could barely walk.
Dallas wants to know if this is the Bob's Fitness and Weight Loss channel.
No, there's a
No.
lot of YouTubers were talking about losing weight, and I gained a lot doing the rallies. We eat a lot in the truck, we snack all the time when we're traveling, and gained quite a bit of weight. And I've lost all this before. When I first retired, I lost a lot of weight, and I didn't get down to what I wanted. I wanted to get down below 200, and I got down to like 220 or something as far as I got down. So I'm doing better than I was. When I retired from work, I was only at 236. So I got down to like 222 or 221 or something. That's as far as I could get that time. So here we've been on a diet since about the end of November. And so we're doing that fasting thing. We're only eating twice a day. And
Try to only eat between 12 noon and 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
but I thought I would have lost a lot more weight when we went to that car show because I probably walked 10 miles and didn't lose like a pound. I've lost more weight the last 2 days than I did that whole
That's
time.
all that walking's catching up now.
I don't know, something.
Well, that's what I do. I think I did really, really good, and it's like I don't lose, and then I'm thinking, forget it, and then
You know, it
Third or
makes us
fourth.
gain all that weight, all that eating out.
well,
We
we've been
don't-
trying to eat in.
Yeah, she's been cooking and stuff, so we've
We had
been.
barbecue chicken for lunch. I liked it. He wasn't. That's why I don't cook here. He doesn't like anything. Not even at a restaurant. If you don't make a hamburger, he's not happy.
I ate a hamburger. I ate a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm. Beer makes you soft.
Well,
We
I
don't
wasn't,
drink
wasn't trying to criticize you. I was just saying with all the traveling
Oh, I
you
know.
do, you hardly
Which
have
is-
time
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Which it is when
When
we're
we're out on the road, we do
Thank
eat out a
you,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
when we're on the road, we really don't. Well, we used to always eat these little breakfast snack
Cookies.
cookies in the morning, which that's not much there. It's more protein or something's in it, I guess. And that was fine. I did it. Used to be when I used to work. I used to eat those, and that's all I ate. And then we didn't eat till like 12 or 1. And I had a fast food place, and then usually we'd come home. But for us, it ends up being because of all the things we do and traveling and always on the go. It's a lot easier just to stop somewhere and pick something up. What we did last time, which we're not doing this time, is we split a lot more meals.
Yeah.
We would go to, we got a Black Bear, we'd go there and we'd split the meal. And
Ooh, that's what for dinner tonight?
What?
Black bear, my treat?
Oh, I don't know.
we had a
Tell you
bad
about the last
experience.
time
We
we
won't
went
tell it
there.
on here because it's
Normally, Black Bear's our favorite place to eat, but when we
we had a
came,
bad experience. And they made it good for us, but it was just, I'll have to tell you about it. I don't want to make anybody sick.
oh, Steven says he slept foot in the Army. Doc said, "Welcome to the U.S. Army in '67."
Well, he was in the Army
was in
too,
the
at his
Army,
flat.
I had to keep up with 6-foot guys in my flat feet and my little short feet. For each step they
Short
took,
legs.
I had to take 2 25-mile road march. I left them all behind. That's how tough
Well,
I
it's
was.
funny.
Back when he
I
was
was
18,
younger.
19 years old.
Yeah.
Because he always needs a shorter bike, and we're the same height. And I'm like, I don't understand why you can't touch the. And then it's like,
His legs.
yeah,
His torso's
hips.
taller.
his hips and my hips are like this. He's got shorter legs. He's got a regular torso. He's just
Yeah.
got short legs.
And so, yeah. So he's got the.
Not telling all our secrets.
What was that
That
cartoon?
card's
That cartoon character? My coworkers call me Mario, Super Mario.
Oh yeah.
But there was that one cartoon, Speedy Gonzalez.
I was gonna say that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Black card spa isn't a workout. Yeah, I know. You can work out with it. Hey, there's Nicole. There's something in the mail for you. In a few days, probably. I just mailed
We're
it today.
very slow mail here because we're here. It's got to go to Vegas. Then from Vegas, it goes to the world. So even though we have post office
Yeah, it says next day delivery. Not
here,
down
we can't
here.
get next day here.
It's at least 3 days.
We didn't
so,
send it next day though.
No.
And,
But- Hopefully you'll be surprised. You'll like it.
sent you a little extra.
I feel much better now. My body's warming. I can feel my fingers now.
All right.
Yeah.
So Steven says those combat boots killed us in Fort Benning. You were in North Carolina. Were you North or South
I
Carolina?
was in Fort Jackson in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
So I was back in that time. It was what, 78, 79?
80.
I got in late 77. And I stood in that side of the world till 1978, going on 79.
You in just 3 years?
And then they sent me overseas.
Was you just in 3 years?
Yeah.
Just did your normal tour. Normal tour.
Tour of duty, huh?
So parts of it.
It's
And
okay.
he's got a bunch of pictures. Every once in a while he puts a picture on when he was in the service.
On
Carrying his
Facebook.
gun. I've seen a few of those. And so yeah, pretty exciting. So did anybody say anything about if they wanted to see us vlog as we traveled?
Nobody.
They could carry their way, I
I
guess.
guess not. It's all right if you do, and it's all right if you don't.
Just do what you do.
So if you just came on, we found out that they still have $800 cabins there in Sturgis that you can rent still for the 10 days. That's still available. Paula checked the other day and said they've rented 12 of them out of 20. So if you're still looking for a low cost way to stay in Sturgis for 10 days, $800 is not a bad deal. And Neil said that it actually comes with your sheets and blankets and pillows and all that too. So that's a big kick there, because if not, you got to drag that crap along with you.
Or go buy it and leave
Yeah.
it.
So at Catman Do, what we liked was they were one of the, which I don't know if other campgrounds do it or not, but you could have stuff sent to your cabin and then you set it out on the front porch and they pick it back up and then they send it out for you. You just have to have your labels
UPS
and
it.
stuff.
You UPS it there and then ship it back home.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot.
That's well, we took the camp stove and all that crap.
I did that one time I went with you. I bought so much
Junk.
junk, I had to
We had to
have it
send it
shipped
home.
home, yeah.
Which
It
we-
didn't fit back in
Which
the
we've
bag.
done that too before, because the post office is right there. If you're at that $800 cabin rental there, the post office is just like a mile away from there, and that's the post office that we usually go to instead of trying to fight with in
The one in
Sturgis and
Sturgis.
stuff. It's hard to get into the one in Sturgis. There's so much stuff going on.
So
there.
we're also gonna talk about Super Bowl, aren't we?
Oh yeah,
So who are y'all rooting for the Super Bowl? And is
Yeah.
anybody going?
yeah.
You going? You're right there.
Actually, I'm working it, but not actually going inside the theater. I'm working it for my company.
Outside.
So I have to be ready just in case,
Something
not my
like that.
company, but I have to be ready just in case something goes down and we can bring it
So
back
if you
up.
lose internet and you don't get to see part of the game, it's Art's fault.
No, it's not my fault. It's
He's gonna
equipment's
fix
fault.
it
I'm
for
gonna
you.
fix it for you.
It'd be a short delay while he's putting it back together,
Exactly.
splicing that fiber back
It
together.
won't
Under
delay.
the ground. He's under the ground.
It's gonna be redundant, but it
Well,
won't
if it
go
would have
down,
been
but-
smart, if we would have known the Rams was going to win, because tickets now are outrageous. They're in the hundreds. There's like $40,000 for tickets to go there now,
Yeah.
and it's
2
over
weeks-
$100 to park in their stupid parking
2
lot.
weeks ago, our son-in-law was gonna buy tickets for the game. It was, if the Rams went, $300 for tickets. I don't know where they were at. But he could have bought those, and then if they would have won
Game
the playoff
day.
game,
Well, no, game day when he looked at it while the game was on, they were getting like $15,000 to $20,000 for the ticket he could have bought for $300. Now that's not saying it's sold for that. That's on StubHub. That's what they're asking for it. So you don't know. But the problem with LA is we had some
Rams.
one of my friends went to the game last weekend,
Oh,
and
yeah.
because they're
Bengals.
looking at every
Landon James.
they're looking at everybody's vaccination card.
He's rooting for the Bengals. That's my oldest grandson. I thought sure he would have been voting for,
Nah,
for
they
the
don't like
Rams.
the Rams.
There's Minnie Marie. That's our youngest daughter. Did you see who's here?
Art. He blew in.
Exactly.
All the way from California.
All the way from
Too bad
California.
you didn't have a tailwind. You wouldn't have to waste any gas.
That's the bad thing about it. Most of it was coming
Towards you.
against me,
Yeah.
and
That's no fun.
my left side leg was colder than my right side leg because that's where the north was on my left side. This is still cold. This isn't warmed up.
You didn't bring your chaps, huh?
I don't even know where they're at.
I don't. I think I boxed them up and stored them.
So we talked about that, and then if you guys watched, we only
You said
watched the
hi, Art.
Rams game on Sunday, but wasn't that great playoff games? They've got a really big challenge to make the Super Bowl as good as these last two playoff games were. Coming
Well-
down to the last minutes to win.
They've been cleaning up the area. I mean, I hardly recognized it when I went down there for a dry run.
Well, they just
a
said
week
traffic was
ago.
so awful because it got people turning in. What would end up being is the right lane that would normally turn right into the stadium there was backed up. Well, then when the light changed, all the people that were coming at you making the left-hand turn into the stadium, they all blocked the way. So then by the time the light changed again, then
I hate
no-
that. I hate
nobody's
when
getting
people
in.
do
And
that.
then you have to wait for all the pedestrians that are
Yeah.
crossing, and by the time you get ready to go,
They
the
should
lights
have one of
change.
those like they do in New Orleans. It's the X crosswalk. And then no cars get to go. And you can crisscross.
well, they have Santa Monica. Santa Monica's got that.
Do they?
Yeah,
I
right
don't
there,
know.
that, remember?
Well, they need to have that around those kind of
And,
places.
but it's just a mess up there, and everybody wants to tailgate because it's a big thing in LA. I didn't know they'd allow tailgating there. They do it at the Rose Bowl. It's a big tailgating there, but I didn't know they'd allow them in that $100 parking lot. And there's what's happened is that that used to be a Hollywood Park, wasn't it, where the horse racing used to be?
Hollywood
Art.
Bowl, is that where it was?
What?
Where the stadium is now?
Is where the
Wasn't that
Yeah,
where
it was
the
where
racetrack.
the horse race track.
And I guess it wasn't that big of a parking lot and area, and I guess there wasn't a lot of homes and stuff around there. I actually know one of my friends I used to work with at the gas company. He had a business there, a restaurant right down the street. But that's what they do. They close the restaurant up and they rent the parking lot out because they can make more money putting cars in
Well,
there. than they
Sturgis does
can,
that too.
It's
Yeah.
right across from the Forum.
Yeah.
The Forum is still there. That
That's in Inglewood, isn't it? Isn't that where it's all
Yeah.
at, Inglewood? You said they cleaned it up some?
they cleaned the whole neighborhood.
Because Inglewood
It
never
looks
used-
like a brand new
Inglewood's
neighborhood.
not the safest place in the world to be.
So Glenn wanted to know the campground that you were talking about by the Flatiron Saloons in Piedmont is very veteran friendly.
Oh,
That's
okay.
good. Yeah, because I think Neil's a vet.
You would hope veterans got a better discount than what they're given, but you know, these places,
St. Louis
some of
says,
these
"Go
places
Bengals."
rely on the rally to keep them going for
Yeah,
the whole
we
year.
were from
Mark
St.
Morgan.
Louis, and we're like that too.
They left a bad taste in
Yeah,
St.
and
Louis.
for what they paid, what St. Louis had to pay for that. Well, I heard that they
got reimbursed some of that
yeah,
money.
they got a lawsuit they had to pay out. I think at the end of 2021.
It was in November, I think.
Yeah, I don't. Probably the money hasn't been given out yet, but they're having to pay the city back a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, good. Mark Borgendine's not on here. He gave a few choice words to
Yeah.
say about the Rams.
A lot of people weren't, and we were still there when they moved to, and it's not. We're not big football people. We're not really big sports people to start with. We're not really.
Very true.
Yeah, we don't. We still root for our St. Louis Cardinals, but I mean, we've been to.
I'm a
we've seen,
baseball person. That's
we've
my
seen the Dodgers play. We've seen the Los
Angels.
Angeles Angels play, and we've rooted for them when they're not playing the
Anaheim
Cardinals.
Angels.
Yeah,
They're not in LA.
yeah.
I'm a motorcycle sport follower. I don't follow the other sports. I follow fast track. I follow speedway. I follow car racing. I follow NASCAR. Not that much, but I like it more than all the other sports.
You the monkey
Why?
guy? Is that the monkey guy that hangs on the side?
Just like Bubba J said, that Jeff Dunham guy.
Oh yeah.
Bubba J says that's the only sport you can be hammered on and follow.
Because you're supposed to cars go around.
Which it is. We used to
And then
go.
one in the front wins. That's all you know. That's all you
We
need to
used
know.
to go to the Indianapolis 500 all the time, but we always used to go to the time trials, and it was so much fun going to the time trials. Well, I used to sell Mac Tools, and they had a car in it at that time, and I won tickets to sit next to the owner of Mac Tools, and we were right there on the straightaway, and it was like it ended up being the year that we went was the fastest time they've ever had for an Indy race. It was hardly no wrecks or anything in it, and that's all you did. If you didn't look down and see the cars coming down the track, if you tried to sit in front, that's what it did.
It was just a blur. Red, green, yellow, blue.
And you could see them coming in the pits and stuff. But I mean, it was so much better to do
Watching it on
the
TV.
time trials and stuff to where you can go down to the pits, you can talk to the racers and all that stuff because it's not so serious. And so we've been to NASCAR. We went to NASCAR there in Kentucky and seen it up there in California.
Well, then Granite
And-
City made a big old racetrack, and then they didn't
No,
put
we
down
never-
the right kind of asphalt. It all
it
melted.
because it gets hot there in St. Louis.
West Virginia.
Yeah,
And then
Shauna.
we used to go to the NHRA drag racing all the time. And so we
Somebody
do a lot of
wants
that
dinner.
stuff. Just don't seem to have the time too much anymore to do any of that stuff.
I watched the news episode the other night about Virginia. They're finally starting to stand up for their people's rights. They're not trying to take over the Constitution on them.
Yeah.
I know it was these.
It's like Canada.
These are the ones I'm supposed to have on
Psychedelic.
because they match.
She broke a
dark
pair
pink.
today.
I know. They were black and they had white polka dots on the side. I went to put them on and the arm just slipped. They're 99-cent sunglasses or glasses. So
Well, 99 cents are supposed to be raising.
I have a pair that's on my desk that I used to take to work, but I broke them and they're
and then I also
prescribed
brought
glasses.
these. I didn't know which ones I was.
So I crazy glued them and glued the heck out of them. They look so funny with all the glue around them, but I use them at home on the desk. So that's where they stay now.
So right now I have three
I'm
pairs.
too lazy to go get more, make another eye appointment.
I know. Oh, somebody way back when, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask if we heard anything from Michael Ballard for 2022.
No, we haven't tried to call him or nothing.
We talked to Penny,
We've
which is
seen
Jesse's wife.
seen the other day he was live on Facebook and he's up in Colorado really trying to get that brewery and all that going up there. So it seems to be that's where he's at now. Just the other day, if you go on to Full Throttle Facebook page, you can see him talking. So he's probably not even thinking anything. He's like that. He's one of these guys that puts stuff off to the very end. And
A lot of people
Michael
do
Ballard
in
from the Full
Sturgis.
Throttle.
You get the brewery going, that's a for sure thing, but the rally is not a for sure
Yeah.
thing. I mean,
Well, I don't know why he's doing it in Colorado.
At
I
least
don't know.
a lot of people like to get stoned more than they like going to rallies. So yeah, get the brewery up. Come on, go for it.
So I don't know. So Jesse's different. He runs a campground over there. So whenever he's not on tour, he's down there in that campground. He's putting in, like I said, they're putting another 100 spots in. He'll have those done before the rally starts. And he works his butt off. Where Michael,
Michael does too, but I think Jesse goes in a million directions and can handle it, where I think Michael goes in a million directions and I think he gets sidetracked. like, oh, I didn't do this and this and this. Like, oh, I didn't finish that over there. It's, oh, and I got it. It's like where Jesse, I think, just goes bing, 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 and just gets it all done.
So I don't know. I don't know if there's a good way to get a hold of him. We don't have a phone number for Michael Ballard. He never gave us any phone numbers. We used to have Angie's phone number, but she lost it somewhere along the line.
I looked at all my phones.
Can't find it anymore.
Because we were because he used to watch the full, well, I did too, the Full Throttle show. And so we thought, well, we're going to stay at the Full Throttle. So I called, and Angie answered the phone. And I was like, oh my gosh. She says, let me call you back. I'm really busy right now. So she called me back. So
on her personal cell phone.
Yeah.
So we had that number.
I don't know.
And she called her once before a couple of years ago, but couldn't find it again after that.
I went to the Laughlin run one year with Bob and Tam, and the people they're talking about were there. They had their little booth there. And then
We have a picture of that.
I was going to walk up to them, but then I lost interest right away. But they go, you know who that is? You know who that is? I said, no, Full Throttle. I said, so what? I didn't know what Full Throttle was at the time.
Yep.
I had a chance to meet him personally.
Yep.
I
Rocky
blew
Mountain
it.
High. Is that what he's naming it?
What?
Oh, Rocky Mountain High? Is that what he's calling the thing?
Oh, that'd be a good idea. Rocky Mountain High.
There's our picture that we had back in Laughlin River Run with Michael and Angie. I got one somewhere they autographed. Because people were coming up. I took one of the pictures like this in there, and I had them sign it. And they're like, all the people are like, where'd you get that picture at? I said, well, we took it last year in Laughlin, and when we went to Sturgis, I had them sign it. And they're like, wow. And I said, well, you got to think ahead when you're doing stuff like this.
There's Emery. Emery's on. How
How many of you want to watch Bob install his pipes?
He's going to put those on.
You want
He
him
was-
to,
he
you
was
want him to
waiting
film
for
it?
you.
No, I'll film it while he does it. Normally he says, all right, can you do that while I film it? Not this time. It's the other way around.
So we will be in the area. I don't know if we'll be at the 3 Wheel Rally, but we will probably go down there and film a little bit of it. But we're actually going to be, during the 3 Wheel Rally, we'll be in Rapid City. But we'll probably stop by there.
Well, I wish I could go this year, but I cannot go this year.
He said that last year. It's almost Bucky's
You know, the
time.
last time I went was in 13,
Was that when we rented that motorhome?
2013.
Yeah,
I looked at my file, and the last file I had was 2013, and I went to Sturgis.
No.
It's about time I need to go back one of these
She
days.
says it's almost Bucky's time, Paula. Or Bucky's story. Soon. As soon as we hit Texas.
Well, since we hit one, you don't really hit one until after you pass San Antonio.
Yeah.
Before you see a Buc-ee's.
I
Should be, just depends on what we're doing. We were going to stay in Mesa, which is only about 250 miles for the first day, and then try to do about 650 for the next day. And but a lot depends on the weather, how cold it gets, and all that kind of stuff.
Don't forget with a thumbs up if you're watching. I don't know how many's on right now. It says 57, 53.
It's the Pating Nation.
There you go.
So Steven said he ordered a shirt. He was supposed to get it soon.
Came pretty quick. She ordered some the other day, and we got them in less than a week.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good idea. Now that I'm here, maybe I'll get some free stuff from Bob and Tam.
You think?
Oh, you want to show him the?
Well, yeah, I think I put it on Facebook.
No, I don't know. Well, some people aren't on Facebook.
That's on my phone.
Oh,
What?
I recently acquired a Heritage Classic pocket watch. I think it was the 93rd or 95th anniversary watch. It's used, but it still works. I took the battery out, go try to find a new one. I haven't been able to find one, but yet. If you want to auction that thing off, you're welcome to have it. And I'll take pictures of it. You can post it and
The patch.
give it away on your show.
The slow boat from China got here pretty quick.
It's
What is it?
It's the Pating patch.
Oh, hey, there's my free thing.
But you have to, we're not mailing them to anybody.
Right
You have
there.
to officially ask for them because we only have 200 of them and they cost me almost $200. And so we're not selling them. So you have to officially ask for one
Is
to
it
get
money?
one.
Is it money?
Yeah, you can have it.
That's where it's going
We
right
got
there.
brand new cards made up. You can't see it very well. There you go.
Oh,
It's going crazy. There you go. Got brand new card. Can't really see it. It's got tire tracks on it.
And look, it matches my jacket.
There you go.
It
Look,
does.
Team Nation.
And so we got those in. We got some of the other stickers in, which you probably can't even be able to see that.
No.
They're too small.
Well,
And,
that and they're holograms, so they'd really go nuts on the screen.
And so we got some things that we give away as we get down there to the events, and depends on how quick all this stuff goes away. We still got the regular stickers that we've always had, the round ones, which are like right here.
Yeah.
We'll probably still do those. I'm thinking about redesigning this one to be more like the newer style that we're using now. And so we'll see
You
how
hear
that
the
works.
dog?
We'll see how that works
Oh.
and get that done.
No, I did not get a straight glide. It was another lady rider. I used to have a straight glide, but I had to sell it because I wasn't riding it, and I was like, it's stupid to.
She was afraid she's gonna drop it,
It was too big. I would like to maybe get another smaller bike, but I don't know.
so I don't know.
If I could ride that Ultra Limited, you could have rode that Street Glide.
I just was afraid of it. I don't know why. So yeah, no, I did not get one. I like my Fat Boy Low. That's what I really liked. That was my favorite bike. They said those patches are really cool.
No one ever answered about me filming Bob putting on his new exhaust. Huh?
He
I
said
know.
you can put it on. He's gonna film it.
She just pull off. Should be too awful bad to get them off.
Yep, we'll have to see when are you guys getting into Sturgis? Because we haven't decided yet if we were going to do a ride yet either. If we're going to do that, I need to start like soon. Figure out where we're going to go and what we're going to do.
Like I said, I wish I could go, but I can't.
We're going to get to Jacksonville, Florida on the 17th, and we're not leaving Florida until like that's February 17th, and we're not leaving till like
April.
May 5th. So we're gonna be in Florida a long time. So
Yeah.
actual time will be in Daytona. It's gonna be the 22nd until
The rally's over.
22nd of February until like
I think we leave on
March
that
14th.
Sunday.
It's like March 14th. No, because we're almost 2 weeks in Destination Daytona and then 10 days in Port Orange.
They're hardly home now.
Yeah. So, well, watch this. When we leave here on the 11th, we won't be home till after Sturgis, which is in August.
We have to be home by August 25th. We have a dentist appointment.
So we'll see.
Where's
how
the exhaust? Where's the exhaust at? They want to do it right now. They want to know what kind of pipes you got. Did you do your unboxing thing?
Yeah, we did that the other day. It's not on here. It's all going to be put together.
Oh, I thought, well, I don't know. Anyway, I thought he did that.
You
I
gonna
guess
give
he
away
did.
your old pipe?
Who wants to
Or
know?
roll the camera.
I don't know. People might want them.
Cost a fortune to ship them to somebody.
Well, we're not taking them in the trailer.
Auction them off.
Can I show you what I had to drive in the trailer for all year last year?
I was asking. I told myself about that, and I was wondering.
The
doing it
first
now.
rally was in Daytona, right? We went to the Speedway.
Did we buy it in the fall? Or we
Yeah,
buy it in
no,
the
we
spring?
bought it in the spring and we didn't come home for forever. And I had to put up with this.
Knock wires down.
I had to put up with this in the trailer, moving it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all over the trailer.
So
It's a
who?
slick.
We're not getting
So
another
who
one.
knows about NASCAR? And I'll tell you, you have to look on it and see whose number it is. It's
I think
actually,
it's 24.
yeah, 24. That came off of car 24.
Left front.
Yep.
Car 24 left front. So who was in the,
I know who it is, but you guys tell me, if you're NASCAR fans, tell me whose tire that is. Not years ago. This would have just been from last year's races.
I don't know what that is.
Somebody call him now. An 833 number. I have no idea who that is.
I don't know.
We'll see.
So,
Hello?
oh, tell me you're interrupting our YouTube live.
Who?
Okay, you're talking to him.
Yes, it was an important call. We live on YouTube, no Facebook for the Road King house. Not sure if we missed what brand you got. No, we didn't put it up yet. He will only put it up when he,
Is he gonna put the video up before he puts the pipes on, or are you gonna put the pipes on then put the video up?
yeah, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna show him putting on the pipes and then he's gonna say who it is. Then he's going to do the video of the tour of the factory.
Oh, okay, great.
So
Yeah, I
It
got to,
hasn't been-
I got
it
to
hasn't-
go on that tour with them. It was amazing. I've never been inside of a manufacturing company that manufactures pipes, but I got to see from the raw material to the finished product. It's fantastic. There's one person operating 3 machines to make sure that the quality was consistent throughout.
yeah, it was pretty neat.
Each tiny little step.
Made in America. So
Exactly.
my favorite place to stay in Daytona is probably Port Charlotte because that's where my best friend lives and I get to see her. So that's the only reason why. Other than that, I don't know. Florida, for the most part, is these last few times we've gone has not been too bad. We've gone years in the past with the kids, and I've hated it because it was so hot and muggy and buggy, and it really hasn't been bad. So Port Charlotte, I would say, because it's close to my friend. If you were to ride to Sturgis August 5th through the 13th, we can't wait meeting y'all. Yeah, so the 5th. So, okay. So if we did do a ride, you would, if for you guys to be able to go on it, you would have to do it during the rally then. Because last year we did it the Thursday before the rally started. So if the rally started on the 5th, we did it on the 4th. I think the rally started on the 6th, so we did it on the 5th last year. So if we do a ride, that's what we're trying to decide. And we wanted to do it because we didn't think there'd be as many people. But I think there's just as many people before the rally last year as there was during the rally. So, oh, there's Neil. Neil came on.
You do it right.
Jeff Gordon. No, it wasn't Jeff
You
Gordon.
do it right. You
Was
can
it?
film all your guests.
That was Jeff Gordon's old number.
Film your whole ride. If you do a ride, film all the guests that want to ride with you too. It's fantastic.
We did.
We did a video
We
on,
did one
on the
last
ride.
year.
Oh, I
And,
didn't get to see that one. I wonder
We did a
what
video on that. It
what
was the
happened to
Spearfish
that.
ride. And then we went down to Pasta Corral and ate.
There's
and
Neil.
Then we went
It was
down and
good.
we got about, I think about
Gordon or
$4 we took down to
Bowden.
What?
It said Jeff Gordon or Bowden.
I think it's Bowden. And so they sell them down in Daytona when they have them for $5. You can buy a tire like that. And I got a friend in Missouri. He's got all 4 of them, the same car. He's got them in his house. I'd like to get one of those. Which I used to have a gas station back in the 80s, and they used to make those inserts you could put inside of a wheel. That's what I want. But we thought we had a ledge in our living room. We have a ledge up, and I thought the tire might fit up there, but it doesn't. So it needs to go out in the other bar and see if I can find a place.
Not
for it.
in my living
So
room.
right now it sits in front of the beer cooler that we have in the living room.
In the living room. So what's the best cell service in Sturgis? They just changed to T-Mobile and it's not good in Florida. So they said it's not going to be good in Sturgis.
Well, it depends on
Where you're at.
It's like what happened to us this year at the Buffalo Chip. We started off really well with AT&T. Did really, really well. About 3 days after or towards the end of the rally, AT&T completely dropped down and T-Mobile came up strong. Why? Who? I don't know. In town, if you're in downtown Sturgis, you're pretty safe with any phone service there. Out at the Buffalo Chip, I think they've got AT&T towers out there that they bring out, some portable ones out there for the campground. And the Buffalo Chip probably does the same thing, and that's why. But I mean, once it gets to be about the middle of the week, you're going to get the most amount of people is probably going to be there on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And
There you go. Highway Hellion lives out there in Sturgis. He says Verizon is who he has. It must be the best, I guess.
And all that also depends on how many people show up with Verizon phones. You know, if 20,000 people come in with Verizon phones, they're all playing on the internet, then their service is going to slow down. So it kind of just depends. I mean, in downtown Sturgis, we did really good. Our Verizon phone worked fine there, and the AT&T was fine. T-Mobile, we never have trouble making phone calls or texting somebody, no matter where we're at. We just run into problems with the T-Mobile with the internet. You just don't get very good service with T-Mobile.
So Bearded Wonder said Sprint's always been good for him, but
Oh, that's
Sprint's
T-Mobile.
nobody. It's no longer there. We
had
used to have
before.
Sprint,
It's,
but now it changed over to T-Mobile.
it's nothing compared to what AT&T used to be. AT&T has always been kind of the leader for overall,
Hey, there's
which is our
batteries are
hotspot.
on.
My AT&T hotspot works the best 90% of the time. Verizon probably about 80% of the time you can get a signal off Verizon, and then off of T-Mobile it's probably about 30 or 40%. So we have all three. So we have the Verizon phone, we have the T-Mobile phones, and then we have the AT&T hotspot.
So I didn't think they were that hard to figure out. Somebody
Right.
just, Jeff said he just finally bought a couple of our shirts. He finally figured it out. I don't know. He orders them all the time for us, so I don't know. I haven't tried.
Well, if you have trouble ordering the shirts and figuring out what you want, because if you're just going down on the Facebook link or the YouTube link down here, you can actually, if you pull down, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube and you're on your phone or you're on a computer not watching on TV, you can hit that little arrow down and it'll bring down all the stuff. You can actually hit this, it's called Spreadsheet. That is the place that sells the t-shirts. So you go there and it'll take you right to the store. And then
There you go, Deb and Mike. Read what Neil said.
And then from there, you can order the shirts. I was going to order some hats today, and I haven't got around to doing it. Sale runs up today. Or is that on my other one? That might be on the other one. I have two different places we order stuff from. The original shirts that we had, that are the polo ones, which they're only good in the winter. They suck in the summer because they make you sweat. And
It said breathable, so we thought it was that new wick kind of material.
And the shirts that we're getting from the Spreadsheet they're pretty nice shirts. She just got a whole bunch of them we ordered from there. But we ordered them like a week ago, and they came before last week was over. I couldn't believe they got there that fast.
Yeah.
And we got some new hats.
Pretty fast turnaround.
Yeah. So Paula says she uses Verizon, doesn't have any problems. So Brian is driver 24.
When I got the tire, he had just won one of the races, and I don't know if it was Daytona or which one he had just won. And because I was Googling all that when I was looking at, they only had a few tires left when I was looking at them. So the guy couldn't say exactly it came off his car. Well, it's got 24 on it. So
The only reason I let him get it because he came back and he says, "Well, you think I can get this tire? $5." I said, "All right, go ahead and get it." Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be such a pain in the neck to carry around the rest of the year. So
Wow.
So
now
you
he's
were
got a
never home.
tire.
You were never home. You're always out.
it was
It
in
was
the trailer.
in the trailer. We got it down in Daytona.
So we had to haul it around in the trailer with us.
Yeah.
So when the golf cart's in there, it's inside the golf cart. When the golf cart wasn't there, it was laying in the middle of the floor.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit outside, someone might steal it.
Oh, heaven forbid we lose $5.
That's a tire.
He's got to go now. Is that Jeff? You got to go.
Well, if
I'm a little
you'll
special when it comes
excuse
to
me, I'm going to
technology.
step
You
out of
and
the
me
picture.
both.
I'm going to go to the bike and take out a couple things. And until the next time,
All right.
hopefully the next time you see a video from Bob and Tam, it'll be me recording it.
There you go.
See ya.
Probably not tomorrow, because tomorrow I've already got a video coming up of Bullhead River Run's going to come up. So you'll be able to see that video. That's coming out tomorrow morning. I got that one. First thing in the morning, I got that one coming out.
So 24 was Brandon, they said. So there's Amsoil Adam.
Yeah. So I want to tell you, Adam, we ended up on the video that we did wasn't real good on how many people watched it, which I don't know where it's at now. It was like 1,200 when I looked at it the other day. But it ended up being the average person was watching it 15 minutes. So actually, that's probably the best video I've ever put out that people have watched the average that's been that high. So it actually turned out to be a really good video. So it worked out really good.
So hopefully you got some subscribers from it too.
Yeah.
So.
And so then we had a few more people were asking about oil and stuff, and I don't know. I don't know if you answered one of the questions or not. Somebody was or maybe somebody else got on there, and maybe it was you. I don't know. Somebody said something about oil, what the difference was. No, I think it was what's his coworker's name? Chip. He had gone on and said something about it, that there's a difference. I guess there was a lawsuit and all that. I won't get into all that, but where the ones that used to say they were all oil, synthetic oil, they really weren't, but they did a lawsuit and they ended up saying now they can use that, and I don't know. So it's really not the same classification of oil. I'm not an oil expert. I used to had a gas station. I knew a little bit about oil, but that's about all I knew.
Sorry, we're missing it. Greg says they're getting heavy snow up there in Michigan. No, I'm not missing it.
I just can't believe all these guys that are going to be coming from the north to go to Daytona.
Well, we talked to one last spring. These two guys came from Chicago. They said they had to dig their bikes out.
So, well, you could open the garage, put your bike in.
dug all that stuff out, dug their bikes up, rode in snow for however many miles they had to until they ran
Which
out.
room am I sleeping in?
You're sleeping in the room there on the right, the baseball room.
The Cardinal room.
Oh,
So
okay.
anyway, and they rode their bikes, and it was freezing weather until they got like close to Daytona. So there's some dedicated people that come to Daytona, and some people. Well, they trailered, I guess. They were watching our videos, and they weren't going to come. They thought about it, and he said, "How quick can you get ready?" She's like, "Let me throw these clothes in the dryer, and we can leave." So
I
they came.
walk out and the cold hit me. I start shivering again.
So there's a lot of trickery on the market. It's one thing I respect about Amsoil there is upfront and honest. Yep. You got to watch who you talk to.
And we've used Amsoil in the past, and I use Mobile One. I'm not a big oil person. Thought they were a lot very similar. You know, after you actually talk to like Adam, he's pretty knowledgeable in oil to tell you, you know, the ins and outs, and he's pretty honest about it. He's not, you know, some people will tell you, you know, it's like anything. Somebody will say, "Oh, my product's the best product, no matter what." And
they're all going to tell you that to get you to buy it. So.
And Adam seems to be pretty honest about what he talks about, and so he's pretty trustworthy. So I go off of what he says about the oil and stuff that Amsoil sells.
So Neil Paula said that there's 12 of the 20 have been rented of the cabins. So I don't know how many he had rented before we did it, but the video, he said he hasn't checked with Jimmy yet to see how many listeners called the campground. Greg said they're leaving March 4th for Bike Week. So yeah, you'll be down there right before it starts, because I think it starts the 6th, I think, 5th or 6th. Are you going to stay for both weekends?
Because a lot of people ask that, you know, which one's busier, the first weekend or the last weekend? And a lot of people in Daytona said it's the second weekend seems to be more busy. I don't really remember which one seems to be more busier. Like Sturgis it's the first weekend you want to go to in Sturgis. Last weekend's the local weekend. So I don't know. We've been to Daytona a couple times now, so I really never paid attention to how big it busy is. Well, see, Daytona is different because everything's pretty well stretched out. You know, you go down to Destination Daytona, if you're there on both Saturdays, and you can kind of tell how many people are there. You can't really go off of Main Street because you have all the tourists coming down there. You know, all the people that are there for spring break or whatever they're there, family vacations, they all come down Main Street because you can pick them out pretty easily. They're not bikers. And so you can't really tell for sure. And then all the bars are so stretched out. You know, Iron Horse is always packed. And so it just kind of varies on, you know, which day is more busier than the next.
Yeah. So they're going for both weekends. So they're going to go for the 2 weeks.
And,
so yeah, and that's nice. And it's the longer bike rallies are better, I think, because then you get sometimes you get the 2 waves like you do in Sturgis. I don't know necessarily if Daytona's like that or not. If you get two waves of different people, or if everybody comes and just stays the whole.
Well, I think some people come first weekend, because I see some people that do Daytona just like 3 days, and it's like, I don't know if I'd go all the way down there for 3 days. Well, I mean, it depends where you're at. There's a lot of people from Florida or Georgia or Louisiana that's coming over where they're not. You know, I'm thinking us 2,300 miles, 2,400 miles for us to get there. And I know some other people
come from New York and New Jersey. They come down.
Yeah.
The East
and
Coast
Canada's
people.
Coming in, so
that'll be neat. A lot of the
Canadians
get to come, and a lot of Europeans. I've heard some people from Germany are coming in, and
so yeah,
Australia.
It should be a pretty. I think Daytona this year is going to be a really crowded week. I think you're going to see a lot of people there. A lot of the bands have not been booked yet. You know, the Doghouse, I think they've got their stuff up. Main Street's got theirs. If you go to our Facebook page, group page, it's got that on there. We also have another YouTube page now. Also, besides the Pating Nation group page, we started a business page. So that one's more likely to where I can put that one's not so much for you to talk back, or I don't think you guys can post anything on it. I think only I can put stuff on it. So we're putting stuff like me and Art's going to be in Vegas on Friday. We put down what time we're going to be there. If anybody wants to show up, talk to us. We'll be there for a few hours in the morning, and then we'll be heading back.
So that's cool. Neil says he'll be in the 4th through the 15th. So are you, I guess you're flying into Milwaukee again and picking up your bike and driving into Sturgis, riding into Sturgis?
No, Daytona.
No, that was Neil.
Oh.
He was talking about Sturgis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paula put up that campground again if you were looking for that $800 cabin for the whole 10 days of Sturgis. there's the website. If anybody wants to check in on it, I think they still have some cabins left. It's $800 for the 10 days, which is a pretty good deal. Comes with your sheets and your towels, which most cabins out there don't. You have to bring your own sheets and towels and stuff like that. They have a bathroom. It's real close to the American Legion, where they have $8 breakfasts and $12 dinners, I believe. Neil said, and I think the breakfast was cheaper. And it's real close. It's right in between Sturgis and Rapid City, so it's got a lot of perks there. So think about it if you're still deciding if you're going to go or not. Don says, look, she was right. I'm going to try to install a new radio system. All right. I think there's the light there if you want to turn it on.
The first switch is the light.
Oh,
right
no,
there.
that's not right
You
there.
just passed it up
Oh,
under the picture.
There you
all
go.
these objects, my goodness.
Well, that's the dog's bed. The dog's bed
It's
is.
trampoline. Dog plays on the trampoline.
My daughter, when he's at my daughter's house, he sleeps on their treadmill. So so then he started getting on the beds and stuff. I thought, well, maybe it's because he's not raised up. So I've got a round trampoline. It's probably, I don't know, what, 3-foot round.
One of the ones you just jump on.
And
Exercise ones.
so I made him a little bed and put it up there, and that's where he sleeps now. Anyway, he likes it. So he's going to try to find somebody to sell a new radio on his bike system. Any recommendations? So down in Daytona or in
Well, they're all in the
Sturgis?
same place. Depending on what you want to do, Sinister Sound down there, they are in Destination Daytona if you're going down there at the dealership. They're there. They make all their own speakers, and they have American-made, I think the amp's American-made too. I think that's what he said. And then they have different radios. And so he's one of the people that we talk about that does stereos. If you're
Doesn't
looking,
Fair
are you
Exchange?
looking for a radio too, or just looking for new speakers and an amp?
A new radio system.
Okay. So if you need a radio, then you want to go to somebody that's actually selling radios too. So I know Sinister Sound sells radios.
Give us a thumbs up. Is that
Speed Performance Plus, I don't think they do radios. I think they've just got the speakers and the amps. That's probably the only person I would probably think
Doesn't
is
the Fair
probably.
Exchange do sound systems?
He does speakers, but I don't know if he's got
Radios.
radios or not. So that might be somebody. We'll check and let you know. We'll post something on the Facebook page. Are you going to Daytona? Because it doesn't matter. They're all in Daytona and in Sturgis, so it doesn't really matter which way you're going. And
Michael.
because I know Sinister Sound does, because they had a whole bunch of, you could buy used Harley radios there that they had too. You could buy used ones. They would resell the old ones that people took out that worked.
We don't know for sure, but we're hoping to talk to the chief of police and the mayor of both Ormond Beach and Daytona. So we'll let you know, because they want to know if there's going to be anything more opened up on Main Street parking. Is there going to open up more than Main Street parking? We'll find out for you. We don't know for sure yet.
Well, they've got all the parking lots around there, and then they put the streets in between, which the city was charging you to park there too. So I don't know if there's anything else they could open up as parking. If there is, now I know last year in Daytona for the spring, they had Main Street kind of closed down. You can only park in designated areas. But this fall, when we were there, they had the whole street opened up and let everybody park like they used to. I'm assuming that we'll be in that same boat, that we'll be able to park on Main Street wherever you want, like we did before.
On the sidewalks and
Yeah.
stuff. So a retraction, they only give you sheets and blankets, no towels. So if you're going to stay in those cabins, you have to bring your own towels. So
I wouldn't think they'd keep.
I know, I probably knew better than that, but I probably just came out sheets and towels. Because please don't go lay down. It's dinner time, so he wants his dinner is what he's looking for. So I think I'm way behind. Neil's got a bunch on here.
You need to get catch up.
Well, I don't know where I went.
You go up to see what the last one was blue. There
Oh.
you go, right there.
So it's snowy in Minnesota. I'm sure it's snowing up there in Alaska too. Campground. Oh yeah, it's $800 plus tax. So don't forget the tax.
And everybody's still looking for a regular campground.
So
We
yes, I
found out
guess he
that
wants a radio too. I guess that's
the best deal to get a campground spot was over there across from the Full Throttle, which is the other place across.
drag pipes.
Drag pipes. They're the $150 total price for a week at the or for the full rally.
Yeah. So he wants it loud and clear, his radio system, his new radio system.
I would look at Sinister Sound. That would probably be who I would recommend to take a look at. There's a lot of guys out there doing stuff. I just kind of like them
He's
because
as good with the radio I have.
they make their own speakers and stuff. They have a company that makes them in the United States. So that's giving you something different from what a lot of the other ones are. Most of them all have the same radios that are selling radios.
So Sinister Sound's at
Destination Daytona.
Daytona. Okay, so that's where they're at, Greg.
Yeah.
So he said he's going to be there for 2 weeks. Tell him that we sent you if you go.
Yeah.
They want you to pay to park. They did last spring. They didn't do that in the fall, did they?
They did.
Yeah, I guess we did,
We
because
did.
we did pay once to park in the fall. That's right, along the side.
But it was if you pick. But see, we got really lucky. We only had to, out of the whole time we rode down there on Main Street, we've only had to pay once to park. We've always been able to find a spot, but we don't get down there at 8 or 9 o'clock at night either and hang out.
Yeah.
We usually get there at 4 or 5 or 3 and we're still able to find a spot on the street without driving up and down a dozen times.
So Devin Mike said that there's plenty of parking in the back areas for $5, and you walk a block to Main Street. So
Because they had that lot. Well, what was nice, they had all those spots that you could, if you're going to pay $5, you might as well park on the side street, get the city money, and you're a little bit closer there, and it's a little easier to get out. The parking lot, we drove in the parking lot. I guess we never did park in it though, and but
we should have talked to that guy that owns that whole block. He'd probably give us a parking spot somewhere.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember his name. I've got his card somewhere. So you can live stream the meeting. Sturgis has about a month before.
Yeah.
That's where we got the
usually do
information
this,
last
we
year.
usually do the city hall. They have the city council has their meeting. Well, we now have our connections with the city, so we can call them and they'll tell us pretty much anything that's going on or whatever the city decided. We don't really have to sit through their stuff. I sat through it last year, 2 years ago, I
He's too
guess,
big to pick up.
because I
Charlie.
wanted to make sure what they were doing in the rally. Last year I didn't even look at the city's page.
He knows better than to jump up. He won't jump
Freeze your
up.
picture?
No, I'm watching it.
Oh, he's a chocolate lab.
I don't
I
want to
don't
go
know.
back over there.
If
Just
you
have
can
a
see
cigarette.
him.
I don't want them to have to smell all that smoke.
So he's been in some of the videos from last year. We didn't take him after we went to Sturgis this year. He did not go the rest of the year.
So from August till November, he wasn't
So they
with
wouldn't
us.
allow
That's not ejected properly. This not ejected
There's no
properly.
disc. All right, I should be on here now. We're on the phone.
Not ejected properly. This not ejected properly.
Turn your sound down.
You'll blame it on the dog because that's what happened. I moved the tire.
Use it your finger. There it goes.
We still love you.
All right, so we still got 37 people.
I don't know.
So
Technical difficulties. We don't know what happened. We gotcha. He's still checking the computer. So let me see. Pause. Yes. I don't know what happened. We don't know either.
Technical glitch is what we call them.
Alexander for a hog rally. So is Alexander in Wisconsin? I don't know. He parks at the west end of Main Street. So Don says, I remember low signs you can't see for no parking. Yeah, you got to watch all those signs too. Looks like they've paused your feed. Blocked up. I'm guessing you're cut off. Nothing's coming through. We gotcha. I don't know what happened. So Bob's trying to get the computer. It just went black. I don't know what happened. So anyway, so there's still 34 on. So give us a thumbs up. I don't know if this is going to be part 2 of that one or what.
it should all be the same thing.
Oh, all right. He said it should all go together. Yeah, so it says we've been live for an hour and 51 minutes. We took a break. Yeah, I don't know. The heat came on. All of a sudden it got really warm in here. I don't know. Bye, Dawn. She's leaving.
Maybe on bad luck for your lives.
I don't know.
Stay away.
I don't know what happened. So anyway,
It didn't happen to the dog. Well, I think it might have jarred that a little bit.
I don't know.
For sheep.
He, Charlie,
All right,
he's
turn
a
that off.
boy.
See if this come back. We're gonna switch back and see if I can get the other one to come back on.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I don't know. Just tell everybody goodbye.
Well, both of them are on now. I don't know. It's really messed up. All right. Go on, Neil.
You can mute that.
There. Nope. ready to get rid of the big computer. I don't know what happened. So Don gave us a thumbs up. Neil says, okay, I'm going to make supper. That sounds good. What are we having for supper, Art?
I don't know. Whatever you got, my treat tonight. Told you.
Okay, we'll see you at the campground.
As long as the car's warm.
Yep, we have the heaters in the car. We won't take the bike.
Oh, shucks. No.
So anyway, if you're still on, give us a thumbs up. I guess we'll wrap this up since we're having technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on. Say bye to Art.
Nice meeting you all in the YouTube land, I guess you call it.
You want to say anything? All righty. I guess we're done. So you guys have a good night and keep watching the videos, and we'll see you all soon. We're leaving for Daytona next Friday. Are we going to have a live next Wednesday?
Yeah.
I guess we'll have a live next Wednesday too before we leave. So we'll see y'all then. Look forward to that. What do you call it? What are they going to put on? The mufflers, the slip-ons. He's going to put his slippers on.
Let me say this part. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and ring that little bell thing so you'll be notified. It's been fun. See ya.
So we'll see you on the next video.
See you on the next one.
There you go. Art's stealing my part.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. This is fun.
All righty. We'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.